Welcome back, everybody. It's the bald guy and the fat boy here. How you doing, fat boy?
Roll Tide.
All right, man. We have had a good weekend of football. Now that we don't have a vested interest in what's going on, you can just sit back and enjoy the games. Um, one of us had a pretty decent week in picking, and the other one did not.
And
Uh,
not to bury the lead, it wasn't me.
yeah. No, I had a pretty horrible. I predicted upsets, and it did not go that way for sure.
Correct.
But
Correct. I mean, I only picked one. I only picked one non-chalk, and that the one non-chalk I picked. They actually went to Buffalo and won, so I'm very happy.
yeah, you really went out on a limb there,
Yeah,
picking Kansas
I
City.
I
Yeah.
Kansas City because I felt like the old Buffaloes were going to take literally the Buffalo was going to take another crap, and he did. So
Wide
uh,
right. I've been
like the good
so
I
sick
talked
of
to
their
buddy
stuff
about
doing that.
wide right, like on the Jason Elam days. I'll throw some people back the old Elam days
Was it
to
Jason
wide right.
Wheeler? I thought it was
Huh?
Scott Norwood.
I thought it was Elam.
I don't know. We can look that
We
up.
can look it up, but regardless, it was somebody. It might have been both.
Either way, it went wide right. And
Yeah.
so the Buffalo's first home playoff game in a while. They finally got their chance to knock off Kansas City. It just didn't happen.
Right. And then of course Detroit took care of the fighting Buccaneers. But I mean, like I said on my short, the which ain't out yet. We the Buccaneers impressed me with the way they mollywopped Philadelphia. So they I just glad if we were gonna get mollywopped, I was glad that Philadelphia got mollywopped too.
Uh-huh.
And I was talking to a buddy earlier, and based off of talent and paper. I mean, based on paper and everything, they don't play games on paper though. I personally think this is Baltimore's Super Bowl to lose. If Baltimore don't win it all this year, then they just may never win it again because I think to me they got the most complete team of the teams left, and that includes San Francisco because because right now San Francisco, I'm using these air quotes. San Francisco currently doesn't deep the offense from San Francisco runs through Debo Samuels, and as of yesterday, Debo Samuels is out. If he ain't ready to go in this next game, San Francisco goes how Samuels goes. They squeaked that one out against Green Bay because just because I don't think they can do that again without Debo Samuels. So that's why I think this is Baltimore's championship to lose personally.
Okay, so we can go ahead and pick championship weekend. Um,
Sure.
all
Well,
right.
it's easy.
Who do you
It's
got in
easy for me.
NFC?
NFC. I really. I mean, if I had gobs and gobs of money, I'd put my money on Detroit because that's who I want to see win. But I don't have gobs and gobs of money, and I don't think they're going to win. So therefore, I'm picking San Francisco.
So if you had a bunch of money, you'd waste some of it picking Detroit. Is that what it is?
Correct. Correct. Because whatever they do, I think they'll cover, and I think it'll be a close game if Debo Samuels don't play. So therefore, yes, if I had a bunch of money, but since I don't have any money to bet and we don't have nothing on this, I'm gonna take San Francisco because they got home field advantage. Debo Samuels could or could not be back, so therefore I'm taking San Francisco.
I'm gonna pick Detroit. I'm gonna ride with the storyline and see if Detroit can get to their first Super Bowl.
I have no problem with Detroit making it. I just don't. It just all depends on what San Francisco team comes against Detroit. If it's the one with Debo Samuels, I think San Francisco goes. If it's the one without him, I think Detroit goes. And so that's just how I feel about it.
Right, but you're officially picking San Francisco.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Yeah, way to be safe and pick the home team.
No problem.
Yeah,
Nothing
stepping
better.
out.
Sorry. That's
Okay,
what
so what about the AFC? What are you going to do?
I'm gonna take. I'm gonna take the Baltimores.
Okay.
Um, the Ravens. Yeah, I think Kansas City got kind of lucky tonight a little bit because Buffalo missed the kick. Like I said a few minutes ago, I think Baltimore is the better team on paper and with the talent in the field. So I think Baltimore should win.
Okay.
And they also have home field. They're playing in Baltimore, so we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, well, I think I'm gonna take Kansas City. So
Is it? I have no. I gotta ask the question: is this just to pick or is this just to pick against me, the
nah,
opposite of me?
this is. I mean, like I said, the Cowboys are out, so the playoffs don't really matter that much to me currently. But yeah, I think we're looking at the two underdogs coming in there. I think that'd be a good Super Bowl.
Think so, huh?
I mean, I kind of
Detroit.
hate to see Kansas City go back. I'd like to see Baltimore go and be in the Super Bowl, but I'd also like to see them go and lose to Detroit.
Okay. Well, we'll see. All we can do is just pick it and watch the game, see what happens. Um. Yeah. The other thing I talked about, which I doubt you have very much interest in it. But I on my short, I reported on the PBR was in Tulsa this week, and I gave all the particulars on that. I'll just refer to that on how the PBR went, and the PGA golf. They had an event. It was their event out in California, and from what I saw, an amateur by the name of Dunlap won that tournament. And the report I'm getting, it's the first time an amateur's won on the PGA since 1991. So I don't have that fact checked or
I
nothing.
mean, I'm sure that's awesome, but you got to start putting some asterisks beside some of this stuff because Rory played in Dubai because Roy won in Dubai, and then you've got a bunch of the live guys that aren't playing on any of these anymore. At some point, I mean, it's got to be a little watered down.
Well, that's your opinion. I don't have that opinion at all. If they're on the PGA and they're playing in the tournament,
Yeah, but
they're
if the
just
PGA is supposed to be the best of the best, and then you move all these top players out of there to go play in other events, you're playing the best of the rest. So,
okay. I wasn't even trying to argue about that, but we can.
I mean, I'm happy for the guy. I'm just saying, at some point, it's like, okay, well, you just won on the PGA Tour when everybody else was playing somewhere else.
Okay. Well,
I mean, isn't there a little bit of that going on? You don't want to
yeah.
continue that?
I guess that's somewhat factual. I just know that the amateur won on the PGA Tour, and he played against who was in the field. He can't not. I mean, he can only play with who signs up to play. That's just part of it. So if they're in live, then they're in live. If they're playing in Dubai this week, they're playing in Dubai this week.
Well, my question is he staying amateur and not taking the money?
Huh?
Is he staying amateur and not taking the money?
Yes. As far as I know, he's staying an amateur.
Because he's a
Yes.
sophomore in college, right?
Yes. He's not. I mean, he'll have to donate all his money. He can't keep any of his money. We might. No, I don't think he can take any winnings. He can sign an NIL deal, but I don't know how all that works now. So I'll just
Yeah, I'm interested to see how that works out with golfers. I mean, we see how
yeah.
it works.
But I heard them on the news the other day on a different news program that they were talking about the NIL for different sports like girls basketball and men's basketball and men's golf and there's NIL money all over the place for
Yeah,
some of
no,
that.
there is, but I'm just saying I don't know how much is there on the golf. You know what
Well,
I'm
I
saying?
don't know either. I
Nike
mean,
should have a lot of money to throw around now.
yeah, I do have verification because I have the golf tournament recorded on in the background, and he did win the tournament.
Okay.
I have verification of that now.
You
Strong
already
verification.
said it. What are you talking about?
Well, what
I mean,
I'd never seen it with my own eyes, so
but
I
you
wanted to.
said it. We all believed it as soon as you said it. Nobody
Well,
questioned you.
now I'm what's the right word? I can't think of the word. So no, I'm
Hey,
just
hey, you're on a podcast and you got that slick back hairdo going. We 100% we believe everything you say
And
now.
I can't believe we've already talked this more. Not only do I have the slick back hairdo going, I got myself one of them fancy pedicures today. that Shaquille O'Neal that raves about. So so got my old hooves worked on today. So don't want to bury the lead on that. It show was nice.
You like getting a pedicure, huh?
I do.
So man or
I
woman gave it to
I
you?
learned it. It's not feminine to have pedicures because good feet maintenance is very important.
No, it's key to your health.
I mean,
I mean,
if you can't walk, you can't do nothing. So,
I
and
know. I know. Have you thought about waxing? I
like
think that helps too.
Brazilian or just regular.
I mean, it's up to you. I mean, I don't know. Have
I
you
don't
thought about Brazilian waxing?
want to. I
No.
don't want to go that much involved with our listeners. I mean, I just think we'll just leave it
I
at
mean, you
the.
kind of threw it out there, so it seems like you've probably thought about it.
Well, not necessarily. But
I
I
would
do.
I would ask for just, this poor person that has to do it. I mean, please abstain from the Brazilian wax. Because I mean,
Yeah. No,
I don't want to see anybody see us on the internet and we get bad reviews
I
because
mean, it's not speedo season right now, so I don't think anybody needs that right now.
I
So
don't know if you could tip enough. I really don't. What?
well, that's your problem.
There's a good
Your
question.
problem.
You got your pet. You got his and her pedicures today, right?
Correct.
So
Yes,
did you
me and
go with like pink or French tips or anything, or what did you do?
my wife went with purple, but I was advised that a color on a dude wasn't a wise thing, so I stayed away from the color. I just got old plain pedicure, but I appreciate your concern on that.
Yeah. Now, okay. So here's another question. What
You
do you
don't need
tip?
to.
What do you
We
tip a pedicurist? I mean, I don't know.
Well, I mean, I don't know really either. I mean, this is the way it goes in my house. I just did what my wife told me to do.
Okay, she said, "Come on, let's go," and you
Well,
got
no,
in
I
the car.
mean, we tipped. I just don't. I left it up to my
No, that's what
wife.
I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You just went along for the ride,
Yeah, I
and
mean, pretty much.
so your wife
Although it
took
was
you up there.
my idea to be the one to go because I needed to get it done.
How often do you have a pedicure? Hold on.
I have them as often as I need them, and there's no set timing. It just whenever I feel like
Just
I
when it
need that.
shows up. I mean, I didn't know if you're like on the schedule for like every month, every quarter. What do you do there?
I don't have any. It just they just at some point it becomes time to do it, and I do it, and until it is, I don't do it. I mean, I don't do it very often because I mean, but for two of you, it's quite pricey.
Yeah,
So
I would imagine. I would imagine.
yeah,
So, do you
so
prefer? I know listeners. I know we're getting off into this a little bit, but I'm curious because I, that's not.
well, I mean, you could almost consider this sports related because I mean, professional athletes do this as well.
Oh, I
Because
know. I mean, from
to main
what I understand, Deshaun Watson used to get a lot of massages. So
yeah, that's why I did hear that. You're right.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So do you prefer a male or a female pedicurist?
I don't know because I've only had female. I've never had a male pedicurist.
Okay.
My wife had a male, uh, and they may do that based off. They may just choose based off gender. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if they do that specifically, but I had a female. My wife had a male, so
I
don't
didn't
get
know
me.
if it was like a barber or something like that to where you figured out one that you liked and then you just went back to that one person and scheduled with them over and over again.
No, I don't go off. I'll be honest with you. I know you're joking mostly, but I don't go often enough to have a specific pedicurist. So
Hey, I'm just trying to get some insight into your world over there.
I know what you're trying to do, but
I think
it's not
everybody'd be interested,
work.
man.
I will not. I refuse to be denigrated by a bald guy.
You do?
Yes.
Hey, I complimented your hairdo, man. I don't understand.
I don't. I mean, I've heard of. I mean, I think that was a backhanded compliment, personally.
No,
But
it really wasn't. It really
uh,
wasn't. You look like a
I,
broadcaster over there.
I understand. You just like to. You just. I mean, you just keep on.
Well,
I mean, one of these days I'm gonna see you in person and give you one. Give you one of them. Give you one of them Fred Sanfords to the right. To the.
oh yeah. Uh-huh. You gonna see me
Yeah.
in person next week?
Yeah.
Better.
Yeah. Why? Tell everybody why. Who's all going?
Because the hockey intern has invited us to go to a hockey game in Dallas next Thursday.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
if there's any listeners out there that are going to be there, y'all look us up.
yeah, we're gonna be there, and we'll see. I'm gonna try to. I wish if I could make me a sign, I'd get a sign and hold up a sign. Maybe get it on the TV about our podcast.
I bet you could. I bet you could.
Yeah. Anyway, so we need to talk about more sports. And now that we've went off on that tangent that I didn't plan on going off on.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's our podcast. We can talk about anything we want to.
Oh, that is true.
I mean, we've talked about football. They're doing good. We're rolling with that. We've talked about your personal hygiene. So, I mean, what do you want to talk about? You want to talk about the fact that the Astros are signing a reliever? You want to?
No, what I really, I think that we need to talk about. I mean, we ought to throw a little shout out. We ain't got but one, two, three. We ain't got but three more football games left in the NFL season, and then we'll start the UFL season, March 30th. I mean, we would hate not to discuss the UFL, would we?
Yeah. We would hate to not discuss the
We would hate to not discuss because they're advertising very, quite a bit on the.
Oh yeah, no, I've seen it.
Yeah, they're advertising quite a bit on the football channels. So to be on ABC and NBC, so looks like it's going to be a pretty good. Oh no, FS1. I think it was on FS1, ABC, and ESPN was going to carry the games.
Oh, you know what? You know what we can talk about? We can talk about something. I want to get into this. Let's talk about I don't know if you saw it or not. This is a week ago. Yeah, this is a little over a week ago. But the CJ Stroud interview after Houston won their game last week. Have you seen this clip?
I have not. I'll have to be honest with you.
So I think it was CBS that they were on. I think it was CBS that they're on. Okay. He gets interviewed, and the first thing he says whenever it comes out is he said, I want to thank my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, for putting me here and doing all these things. And then,
which it's a lot of them do that. Yeah.
Yeah. They edited it out on what they showed to the public. They cut that part out. They edited straight from her asking the question to what he said after that.
Yeah. Yeah. So in that, and I'm trying to figure out you're surprised by that.
I mean, I'm more appalled, offended.
Well, I could see being both of those things, but surprise should not be one of your emotions there because I'm surprised they get away with saying Jesus on anything where the television is concerned because of all the people that don't particularly care for that particular subject.
Well, I mean, but it's different when you come to athletes when that's their platform. You're interviewing them. That's their platform. If that's what they want to take the time to say, I think that should be able to be.
It's not theirs unless somebody says it's theirs because it sounds like to me it belonged to whoever edited the comment. So
I mean, it wasn't the comment; it's an interview. I mean, it's when he's getting interviewed after the game. It's the sideline reporter interview.
So, I mean, what are you recommending there that he doesn't give the interview? Because then, if he doesn't give the interview, regardless of what they edited out, they'll fine him for not doing the interview.
No, they can't fine him for not doing the interview.
They do it all.
No, they can fine him for not talking to the media. He can talk to the media after the game, but the sideline reports, that's only if like you had a good game and they call you over there.
Well, it may be so, but I'm just saying. I'm not. I agree with you that they shouldn't edit that. I agree wholeheartedly.
I just don't understand why they would. I mean, I really, really don't. Why wouldn't he be allowed to say that and put that out there? I mean, we all know a lot of athletes, are strong in their faith, and that's what they believe.
Well, and as well they should be. I mean, if Jesus, I mean, I don't want to get on here and preach, but Jesus should be your personal Lord and Savior, and you should thank Him first for everything that happens, good or bad, in your life. But it just, I mean, it just ain't. I hate this term so much. It just ain't politically correct anymore.
Yeah, but we're not politics. We're watching football.
But the television, the people that run the television, I mean, they're about politics and politically correctness now, and they want to go out of their way not to offend anybody. And editing that video would be one way they would do that. It don't make it right. It just makes it the times we're living in.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
It just, I mean, I don't agree with what they did, but you I mean, if it'd been on a different network, it might not have been done. But I mean, most of the big networks don't. They want to shy away from doing anything controversial, and
That's
and
not
being on
controversial.
the side of and thanking Jesus for helping you win the game these days is controversial.
Ah,
It shouldn't be, but it is.
yeah, I agree with that.
I mean, I mean, we're awful liable to get canceled for this video just for the
Nah,
simple fact bringing it up.
they can't cancel us.
I don't know how they could either, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, I mean, what are they gonna do? So
So I mean, I don't. I'd love for people to know that I thank God every day for what I got, but they ain't gonna edit me because only person that edit me is you.
that's right. That's right. I am the only one that can do that.
Yeah, the only person that edits me is you.
Hey, we got a lot to be thankful for. I mean,
That's for
you
sure.
gotta be thankful for a pedicure today.
I'm very thankful for it.
See?
I mean, I know you find that odd, but I can't help it.
No, that's all right. You're a manly man.
I mean, I'm in a pedicure sitting by my wife. How could you be any more of a manly man?
I don't
So,
know. I don't
I'm
know.
sitting by my wife at the place to get the pedicure.
You keep
So,
saying that, but I don't know. We're gonna need to see receipts to make sure your wife was there. You might
uh,
have dropped your wife off somewhere and went in there by
you just,
yourself.
you
I don't
just
know.
try. I mean, you're just trying to figure out what to call me dainty, and ain't nothing about me dainty.
You
Uh,
sure?
yeah,
I
I'm
don't
positive.
know.
They call me I'm the fat boy for a reason, and if you don't believe me, just come visit with me.
Hey, there's a lot of people that can be dainty.
Yeah, yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. It's okay. We don't. Hey, we're not going to judge you a whole bunch for that. It's okay.
Oh, you know. Oh, I appreciate that.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we'll talk about it a little bit, but we're not really going to judge you.
Well, we just got a third. We
Uh,
just had a third host join us.
I'm seeing that we had a guest on there.
We had a guest join us. Everybody, this is Bryant, named after the great Bear Bryant.
Of course he is.
So
Of course he is.
yeah, we had a dog earlier in our marriage, and his name was Bear, and he got run over, and so we got this one. They look very similar, so we named this one Bryant. And I know you'd enjoy that. That's one of the reasons I introduced him because of his name being Bryant.
Is the next one going to be Nick?
It is,
Okay.
and then after that we'll have Saban. So,
Well,
I mean, you figured out my little strategy there, didn't you?
good luck with the boar.
Well,
That's going to be.
that'll still be a while. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah, you got a little while to get there.
He's got to still put some skins on the wall before we start naming dogs after him.
You'll be fine.
I understand. I mean, it would be funny if you named a dog after him. It was a husky. That'd even be funnier.
That would be funnier. That would be funny. You need a husky.
Yeah, it could be. So anyhow, I've been having conversations. I just got off the phone with another one of my buddies, and we were having the big. Of course, we were having the big Dallas Cowboy, Jerry Jones, Dak Prescott, McCarthy debate.
Uh-huh.
And he's wanting to get rid of Jerry Jones, and I told him that was impossible because you can't. He is not. He is not. I mean, he doesn't know exactly. He did not necessarily on get rid of McCarthy, which is good because we're not. And but he's also not. I mean, he does. He is like you. He did ask me a question. Will this next year that we come in 24? will it be the last season that Dak's on a contract through, or does he have another year on that current deal, or do
No,
you know?
that's his last year, and that's why he's going to get an extension this offseason.
That is the last thing I hope for.
No, it ain't. We screwed
No,
that up. So they screwed that up so bad. Look,
well, actually, they didn't.
but
I
no,
mean,
they did. They
in
did. They should have never.
yeah,
They should have
yeah,
never franchise tagged it. Should have
no,
never done that in the first place.
no, you're right. They shouldn't have franchise tag. They just shouldn't have signed him.
We had a chance to sign him for $19 million a year.
Yeah, I'm really glad we did.
Him, and they didn't want to do it to where you could have a lot cheaper quarterback. So that they kind of screwed the pooch on that thing. Okay,
they didn't, because what they should have done was just let him go on down the road.
No. You got an all-pro quarterback. Just hold your horses.
Yeah, but he can't win nothing. He's an all-pro quarterback that can't win nothing. He wins regular season games barely, and he can't win anything big, like a big game against division, like a big game in
the biggest the biggest margin of victory in the NFL. We had the biggest point differential.
Wow,
You're saying barely wins
to play some really awful teams.
We did play some awful teams.
Yeah, because that's the only reason that makes any difference at all. Because when he played a big game, and I can only think of 3, he lost all 3 of them, and all 3 of them was pretty much his fault. So therefore,
okay. So based on this logic, let me just say that there's supposed to be people line up to pay Baker Mayfield.
Yes, Baker Mayfield.
Correct. Okay. Correct. So what's your feelings on Baker Mayfield?
Me and my friend discussed this earlier. I would take Baker Mayfield right this second over Dak Prescott. I'd take Sam Howell over Prescott.
Hold on.
I would take.
Hold on. Stop. Let's go back to Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield threw an interception to lose his team the game. This weekend?
What round of game was that?
I don't care.
What round? No, just answer the question.
No. What round? No, you're a quarterback. You're a great quarterback.
What round was that?
Listen. You're a great quarterback. It does so much to win for you. It's in the divisional round. That's fine.
What round was that in?
In the divisional round. That's fine.
Where were the Cowboys at?
They were sitting at home.
Okay, therefore,
but don't put that on Dak.
I would take the interception throwing Baker Mayfield over Prescott right now, unless he got you past into the divisional round.
Well, I love how he's the only one out there playing, because somebody's got to catch the ball and somebody's got to play defense on the other side. So, I mean, I wish you just quit trying to just make it as simple as just quarterback.
You don't listen enough. This is a quarterback-driven league.
Yeah, it is. And you have a quarterback that can drive the team.
Except for in the big game. How do you not see this? I understand your point, but he can't win the big game.
He gets no help in the big game.
Well, to me, he gets plenty of help. He gets plenty of help.
He needs a better running game, and you know what else he needs? He needs
he don't need a better running game. He needs a better offensive line, maybe. But he don't need a better running game. The running game's fine.
Running game was not fine this year. Don't say the running game.
We'd had a better offensive line.
Well, maybe. I'm not going to say that. We still have.
I'm not going to blame all on the running backs.
But our defense is a problem. Everybody wants to go down and talk about how great
the secondary. Our defense ain't the problem. Our secondary was hurt. We were banged up in the secondary, but that happens to all the other teams.
Not just you're banged up in the secondary. Dan Quinn's defense does not work against Shanahan's offense.
Well, more than likely you'll get your wish. Dan Quinn will be gone, and then you'll really be up a creek.
He ain't going nowhere.
You
think what he did this year? Everybody's like, "Oh, let's line up and give him a give him a head coach job." He should have left last year. Was his time to cash in.
I disagree with you totally. He will get another head coaching job. He is a good defensive coordinator. He's
a good defensive coordinator. I'm not saying
as far as the personnel he's got on the field.
What was wrong with the personnel he had?
His number 1 corner is out. His number 2 corner, Gilmore, was banged up. And he had other problems that I can't remember.
I mean, he still had Deron Bland, but he sits around and waits on a turnover. He still had Deron Bland, right? Broke the record this year for pick sixes in a season. Like halfway through the season, he did that, right?
Yeah,
So, I
right.
mean, we've got a good corner. He's your number 2 corner.
No.
Gilmore is not.
Yeah,
Deron Bland's your number 2 corner.
Diggs and Gilmore are 1 and 2 to me, and then
You know
Bland.
what?
Now
Gilmore plays real good when somebody calls him old and he wants to go out there and prove them wrong.
Bland's coming on as a 2, but he was going to go in the
next year. Your corners, Diggs 1. If he's the same after his injury, I mean that's something we got to look at too, right? So
right.
So you got Diggs 1 and Bland 2, and Gilmore's going to be your number 3, and you're not going to sign Gilmore to another contract. We're going to let him go
here next year, and I'm not assuming that. I'm just assuming. But we were banged up in the secondary, and something else that we did.
Linebacker. We didn't have a strong middle linebacker to come in after Van Der Esch got hurt, and that hurt us against the run.
And also Hankins being out, that hurts us against the run. So I mean, we just didn't have.
You had all of those guys when you played San Francisco in the regular season, besides Diggs, and you got creamed.
Yeah, that was Dak Prescott's fault.
That was not Dak Prescott's fault.
Go back and look at the stats. I'm pretty sure it was. I
remember defense could not stop anybody.
Yeah, but Dak kept throwing the ball to the wrong team in that game.
Their guys had nobody within 10 yards of them when they were catching the ball and scoring. Nobody was even around them.
And that was all Dak's fault. I'm just saying.
Their receivers were open because of Dak's fault?
Well, no. I mean,
that's what I'm saying. Their guys, nobody around them. 10 yards away. They're just sitting there. Hey, throw me the ball. I can go score. Nobody's even paying attention.
So, but I mean, our defense is going to be what it is. Well, we could do something about
defense. It's not going to be what it's going to be. Hold on. It is not what it is.
It has to be.
I think there's a scheme issue because, and I've mentioned this to you before, there's a scheme issue because Shanahan was the offensive coordinator for Quinn in Atlanta. I think he has all kinds of insight to Quinn's thoughts and his approach to play calling and just how he sets his defense up. I think he knows exactly how to attack it and make them look dumb, and he has done it every time we've played them, and that's why we have not been able to beat the 49ers. They've knocked us out of the playoffs 2 times, and they embarrassed us during the regular season this year. And then his assistant, Matt LaFleur, has a job over in Green Bay, and they come in and make us look horrible on defense.
I have no issue with that. But the problem is, even if defense did have was suspect, your quarterback's supposed to help bail you out of that, and he stinks so bad he can't do that.
These teams are not built. They're built to play ahead, not from behind. That's McCarthy's play calling. That's everything.
You could have a big old lead. It doesn't matter. Dak can throw it away for you.
I don't understand why it's so much hate on Dak. I really don't. I mean, you want to lay everything at the feet of Dak Prescott. Wait till you get Quincy Carter in here. Wait till you get the next coming to him.
He's the illegitimate cousin of Tony Romo. He can tear up fantasy, but he can't tear up the NFL. I mean, who I want to go get? I want to go get the starting quarterback for the St. Louis Battlehawks.
All right. Hey, everybody. Thank y'all for tuning in. We're running out of time. That's all we got for today. We'll see you on the next episode. We'll throw out a couple shorts this week. I'm sure we'll do something from the hockey game. We'll see. We're going to get Fat Boy to write a message on his chest, and then we're going to show it up out there.
It'd be more on, but I will see how that goes.